And I do believe we are good to go. Are you here with us, CeeLo?
I am. Hi, everyone. I'm Zelo, or Zello, however you want to say it. I'm going to be doing Doom 64, the 2020 re-release that was done just last year. So it's going to be gentle speed. This is basically the easiest difficulty and any percent for this game. So hopefully we'll have a nice, fun run. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a challenge here, and I hope you'll join me on this. For every reset I do in this run, since we have quick saving, I'll donate $10. For every death that I get, I will donate 20. And if I manage to make it through the whole thing without a death or a reset, I'll donate, let's say 100. So if anybody wants to match me on that, we can go. But I think we are good to go on that. So ready for countdown?
Okay. Do you want to give a little warning to people like how many deaths can they expect here? Like how hard is it going to hit them in the wallet if they
Uh,
decide to match
this category is not too difficult.
estimate?
Like at worst, like I don't expect any more than two at the absolute most. Like one maybe, but anything more than two is very unlikely.
Deaths?
Yeah, two deaths. Like maybe a couple of resets for the quick save. So that'll give you kind of a ballpark estimate.
Okay, all right. I will definitely match that. And did I hear you wanted a countdown?
Yes, please. Actually, I'll count down in
Okay.
three, two, one, go. So like I said, this is Doom 64, the 2020 re-release. This game was originally developed by Midway back in '96 with supervision from id Software, who developed the original Doom series. This re-release was done by Night Dive Studios, released just last year alongside Doom Eternal, and it's a very, very faithful port of the game, like with some nice quality of life improvements, such as better brightness control and so forth. So this game, like a lot of old other first-person shooters, the movement has strafe running, where if you move forward and strafe left or right at the same time, you can combine those speed vectors into a larger vector and you move much faster. So that's going to be in the main speed tech. So that's where you're going to see me run at all these weird angles. That actually ties into our very first trick in the run. This is going to be a key grab coming up. So the way Doom checks collision is a little weird. I'm going to grab this lineup right here, make a diagonal run. We got the key from the pedestal. So with just the right angle and the proper amount of speed, we can kind of clip into objects for like just a frame and grab what maybe like just barely out of reach normally. And we grab the blue key off the pedestal before we the game's like, oh wait, you're not supposed to be here, let me push you out. So that's how we were able to do that. So I hit the switch for the blue key puzzle anyways, because this game introduced macros, which are a special kind of script in the game. Macros do level design changes like these, like you see these crushers lowering the floor. What that macro in the blue key room would do is make the blue key go around on several pedestals, and then you have to solve a puzzle. Even though we grabbed the blue key, we hit the switch to activate the script anyways, because this prevents another script from activating, since only one script can be active at a time. So that blue hallway where we went to get the red key, there were no crushers coming down. So there's little tricks like those. Like that's the only real major instance, but that one's a pretty cool little bit of speed tech. So we're going to try and get this yellow key here. This is a tough one to get because you can get blocked easy. I got pretty decent luck there. So we'll get a few more key clips throughout the run, especially when we get to Final Outpost, which has my favorite key clip. But this being Be Gentle, it's a good balance of both movement and combat. So there's a lot to optimize here and there. So coming into main engineering right here, this is one of my favorite levels, both casually and in a run. You can really see like the dynamics here of like the room changing, and this is a pretty common theme throughout most of the game, but especially in this level because you really get to see like the creativity of the map designers, because since this game was originally developed on the N64, the maps are much smaller to fit on the cartridge, so they did lots of little clever things to make the maps really interesting, and I really enjoy that about this game. This is also the first time we're going to start having to kill enemies in order to proceed. So I had to kill those two lost souls that spawned in the very middle of this room to make the elevator appear. This is another feature to Doom 64 where they scripted a lot of monster-based triggers. So knowing where these triggers are and what enemies you need to kill is a big part of this run. So we picked up two weapons there. We picked up the chain gun and the rocket launcher. Chain gun is mostly used just to push enemies out of the way in this category, but it still has its use. Rocket launcher is extremely useful, very powerful, and we want to scavenge a lot of rockets for the early game. but it's very easy to blow yourself up too, so we have to be very careful with it, especially since the levels are very, very small. There is going to be a flashing warning. I advise you to look away if you're sensitive. This trigger, grabbing the soul sphere, activates the room's lights. I don't know why they decided this was really a good idea, but I need that soul sphere. It is now safe to look. But this game has some interesting geometry decisions for the levels. Like I said, this game was developed by Midway, so they had a new set of level designers. And for whatever reason, the geometry is a little strange. They like to use these like little poles on the walls, and it's very easy to get stuck in this game because Doomguy has a lot of momentum. So especially when I'm strafe running around, it's very easy to just kind of get stuck on a pole, or even on an enemy. It can be easy to get stuck. But it was a pretty short level there. So you can see the double-barreled shotgun is going to be the main workhorse of this run. The normal regular shotgun fires 7 pellets. The super shotgun actually fires 20, and it's actually roughly as strong as a rocket at max damage. So this makes the weapon extremely useful, especially on this category where there's just a little bit less enemies to deal with. And we can just kind of like smash them out of the way and not have to deal with a whole lot of combat. Like, we will get to use most of the other weapons in this run. Especially the BFG, but we'll get to that when we get to it. How did that shot miss both of them? I've never missed the shot on both of them. So, there's a lot of randomness in this game. Accuracy of your weapons is actually one of them. All the hit scan weapons, the chain gun, the shotguns, and the pistol have a little bit of variance on their accuracy, and especially the pellets of the super shotgun are the worst offenders of that. So, as you can see, I fired roughly into the middle of the room, and the pellets managed to just cluster in the middle and hit nothing. So there's a lot of randomness here. This is the worst key in the game to grab because it's on a little pedestal. We almost managed to get out in one cycle. Ooh, double crush. But like I said, there's a lot of randomness. Not only the weapon damage and the weapon accuracy, but monster movement is random, monster accuracy is random, monster damage is random. Sometimes whether you skip over floor triggers can be random. So it's really just dealing with everything the best you can on the fly. And that's what makes it a really, really fun run. So Alpha Quadrant is a big run killer normally. We have a couple of really tight jumps to make. And especially in what we like to call the American Gladiator room, which it'll be very aptly named when you see the design of it. So I need to activate a switch, and then we're going to try and skip part of a bridge by making a strafe jump. And this is very difficult to do on this version of the game. The original console version and run has a special trick that we have called neutral reset, which is used to get a lot of speed and that makes it easy. That's not available in this version of the game for the remaster, so we're going to have to just do a very precise strafe run. So I'm going to save right here, and first try, nice. So that cuts out having to hit an extra couple switches, which is really good. So next we get the American Gladiator room. So we need to get across these pillars while avoiding enemies. And we thankfully got across, so that's a big run killer room right there. If you fall down, you get stuck. You have to take some very, very narrow stairs to get out, and you also have to kill a bunch of specters that spawn. It's a huge time waste, so glad to get the 2 scariest rooms out of the way in the early game. So very, very nice. So Research Lab is actually going to have our only intentional rocket boost of this run. Rocket boosts work differently in this game compared to the PC games. You don't really get sideways momentum off of a boost in this one. But you do get a little bit of a backwards boost. So we can line up in the corner right there against the pole and use the backwards momentum to launch ourselves across a gap and grab the key early, which is really nice because getting the switch to activate the bridge normally is a very long trip. Just going to cut through a secret right here, grab some more rockets while we can. Rockets are still very useful, and we need plenty of them for a level coming up, so I want to grab more if we're possible. Oh, that Lost Soul's chasing me. Lost Souls in this version of the game are extremely aggressive. Wow, he managed to chase me all the way around. So there's a lot of balance changes for monsters and weapons in this game compared to PC games. The Lost Souls are extremely deadly. They only have half the health that they normally did in PC Doom, but they are extremely aggressive and much faster. And even on Be Gentle, they're a huge pain in the butt. So we want to deal with them ASAP, and the Super Shotgun or the Plasma is usually the best way to get rid of them. Let's see if we can get this little ledge boost coming up. This is a very tricky trick to not fall. Nice. So you can see barely for a second the floor was giving away. We can just barely boost over that gap with a strafe run, but it's a little weird. The acceleration on your speed is a little random, as far as I can tell, and if you get the wrong amount of acceleration, then it doesn't work. Anyways, here's a trick. This is a backwards key grab right here that I really like. So we're going to line up here, and we're going to grab this backwards against the pole. Doom Guy has good booty, so I like to call that booty grab.
I was not prepared.
Nobody ever is.
Wait, how do you know? Like, we don't get to see him.
Yeah.
How do you know this Doom Guy has good booty?
Well, I'm wearing my special Doom Guy shirt where he's on top of a bunch of cacodemons, and you can see nice Doom Guy booty from there. So take that as you will.
All right, all right. I accept it.
I mean, this is the same guy that runs at literally 60 miles an hour and never has to eat or breathe. I mean, he's buff.
Yes, and he didn't skip leg day, technically. Every day is leg day when you're Doom Guy.
Alright, so we're back in Hell. So this is even simpler. This is one of the first arena levels where we need to kill pretty much everything in order to progress. That Mancubus did not die. There we go. So 2 Megabyte need to die, and then we need to kill a bunch of Hell Knights. I am getting really bad luck on the damage. Ooh, this is actually really bad health. So Hell Knights normally die in 3 rockets. They can sometimes die in 2, and they can sometimes die in 4, and that was really bad luck for them to die in 4. The positioning is like all screwed up. Okay, well let's just get this trick right here. Alright, good. So I actually did what we call a spawn block right there. So if enemies teleport in, if there is you or another enemy over that position, you can actually prevent the spawn from ever happening, which is really good because normally we'd have to kill 2 Barons. But if we just spawn block 1 and kill the other, the game's like, well, there's no Barons alive, so good enough for me. So unfortunately, we don't get a whole lot of spawn blocks in this category, but we make do with what we got.
Just like to say that chat is now Doom Guy Booty Chat. So thank you, chat, for giving me life. And happy Pride, everyone.
Happy Pride. Alright, well, my health situation is definitely very booty right now, so thankfully there's some medkits. I'm going to go for a tricky rocket strat right here. Those Lost Souls are not playing nice. That's good enough. Like, I'm not kidding when I say Lost Souls are incredibly aggressive. I have literally had one follow me across an entire map. They will chase you. Maybe they're chasing the booty too. Anyways, this is the BFG right here. I'll explain a little bit more about its mechanics later, but it's a great room clear, especially with since it uses energy, and we don't really use a lot of plasma gun in this category. Okay, so this is a pretty interesting level to talk about kind of bridges and triggers. Okay, they did die. You can kind of see there's like areas overhead, and I'm passing underneath walkways and such. This game really handles 3D in a very interesting way. This is actually not a full 3D engine. This is actually a 2D engine with the illusion that there's 3D. So it's really weird how it calculates this. Any like walkways that I'm like walking over or such, you're actually having the floor either very quickly rise or lower by hitting invisible triggers on the ground. And it does this like so quick you don't really notice it. Unfortunately, that can also be a problem if we go so fast that we accidentally skip some triggers, which we want to do a little bit later, but not here. If you skip a trigger on the ground that you really need to hit, then you'll end up with no floor in front of you, or you'll have a wall in front of you when it should be lowered. And you can actually soft lock from some of these, so I'm going very carefully around some areas to make sure I don't hit unintentional triggers. Oh, this is bad.
I mean, don't back into one.
Look, nothing can stop the Doom Guy booty.
Doom guy knocking stuff off shelves.
I mean, to be fair, this is his, like, canonically third trip through hell, so he's probably just like, okay, my butt could probably do this okay now. So a little bit of that... Go ahead.
No, you go ahead,
Oh,
please.
So a little bit of monster randomness is going to come into play here. I'm going to hope this imp keeps the door open and be polite about it. Since I messed up that BFG shot, probably not, but we'll see if he keeps that door open there. I don't hear it opening, so probably not. Nope. Rude. He was even waiting outside for me, too. Whoops. That's okay. We can just say hi to the Baron again.
The clap of his cheeks alerts the demons. This is a special Doom Guy workout. You too can have booty like Doom Guy. You just have to go through hell 3 times.
Alright, so that's a good time to explain how the BFG works. So, the BFG has a main projectile, the energy ball, that detonates, and when it actually detonates, a bunch of invisible tracers come from Doom Guy and, like, shoot out from his eyes in a cone-esque shape. So, the best way to actually kill something with the BFG is to fire the ball, and then run up to your enemy and give it a big fiery hug. So you heard it here, folks. Hugs are dangerous. Be careful with them. But it's actually really interesting because the cone angle that the tracers fire from, the tracer's angle is dependent on what your angle was when you fired the shot, I think. So it's a little tricky to use because you usually want to try and like dance around enemies in a circle, and then your tracers go off into the distance and hit nothing. So it takes a little practice to use, but it's strong enough to kill the strongest monsters in this game in 2 shots. So very, very worth it.
Chat is just amazing right now. BFG stands for Big Fiery Hugs.
Maybe it really just stands for, like, big freaking gigantic booty.
Big firm glutes. That's also been suggested.
I think we have a winner. Well, it's also like the BFG 9000, so where's the other 8,999 booties that came before this? Did he have to discard them all?
They play a little of Overwatch. It's like Reaper with guns.
Oh no. Okay, this Hell Knight's not playing nice. He is really not playing nice. Get over here. So hitboxes in this game are a little disjointed from their sprites. It's really interesting that Hell Knight, I can pass on exactly one side if he's on the wall, or against the bookcase, I should say, and I can pass by him on the wall, but I can't do the other way around. It's a little weird how that works.
He absorbed the previous 8,999 to empower his own.
That's why it's so good. Man, I gotta start doing that.
Just work on those booty absorption techniques.
The booty absorption techniques, the way to run 60 miles an hour all the time without needing to stop. So canonically, this Doom guy is actually the descendant of BJ Blazkowicz from Wolfenstein. And considering BJ can run at literally probably the speed of light, it's no wonder Doom guy can run so fast. I am actually amazed those tracers hit. Okay.
Nobody in the entire family ever skipped leg day. Booty J. Blazkowicz.
All right. So this
9,000 is the number of squats he does daily. I'm sorry, please go ahead.
Chad, I love y'all. Don't ever stop. Okay, we're out of there. So just need to get through one last room with some lost souls. That was an interesting angle. Okay, that works.
Welcome to Power Up with Pride 2021 Doom 64 booty chat.
All right, one last key grab right here, or I should say another key grab. That one's a little weird because you just kind of bump against the corner for a while and you get pushed around, and sometimes you get it instantly, sometimes you don't. It's really strange how that works. That key clip in particular on console is really funny because thanks to the extra speed from neutral reset, you literally just hold forward while you leave the teleport and you get it every time. So I'm guessing Doom Guy just bonks his helmet against it and gets it that way. If only we could booty grab that one.
It's a new move to suggest to the devs for the next one.
You know, that could happen. This game, this remaster actually had some extra levels added as an unlockable campaign. And there may be another one in the future, I don't know. It's like maybe, maybe not. But hey, if Kaiser decides to make more maps and add them in, more booty levels.
Welcome to Power Up with Posteriors.
Alright, so we're going to hope an enemy manages to hold this door open for us. I kind of killed someone. Hold on, I think that door's still open. Nope, it's closed. Nope. The imp followed me inside, but he did not hold it. Manners sometimes exist in hell, sometimes don't. And that guy's just not having it today. Had a bad day, I guess. Maybe he was jealous of the booty.
That's, you know, that's what happens to haters.
Well, speaking of things that I don't hate, the sprite work in this game is phenomenal. Like, all the redone designs for all the monsters are really, really good. And since this game came out in '96, there was a lot of, like, you know, games starting to focus on 3D graphics and such. But the Doom team, the Midway team, decided to stick with the sprite work, and I think it's aged really well. That's why I really love, like, the presentation of this game still. It's like, despite being developed by a completely different company, it feels like a PC Doom game, and it's just, it's so fun. Alright, so I'm gonna get a trick shot right here with the BFG. We're gonna stand in this corner. We're gonna hopefully knock everything out in one shot right here. Perfect. By the way, if you lowered yourself into that pit, you get stuck in acid and you can't get out and you die. So, don't do that in a casual playthrough. Alright, so this is another one of the arena levels. This one's a little more interesting because we have to do a little bit of switch hitting first, and then we'll summon the waves. I need to be careful with this pain elemental right here. Pain elementals are very dangerous in 64, and rockets are dangerous too. So pain elementals in this game, they still spawn lost souls like they do in PC Doom, but they spawn them 2 at a time, and if you try and block the lost souls with your body, or I guess your booty in this case, they actually explode for rocket damage in your face and will probably just kill you. So I have to be really careful around pain elementals. So we're going to get rid of 2 very specific Hell Knights. Oh, the pinkies. Okay, so we're going to spawn block 1 Mancubus. We're going to kill the remaining Mancubi and Arachnotron, and then Cyber Demon spawns. We're going to play this very safe because I have no health. How did he get stuck up there? What? Please? I've never seen him get stuck up there. Marathon luck. All you could see was Cyber Demon Booty.
Never happened before? Is
yes,
that what we're saying here?
Yes, you've never seen Cyber Demon Booty get up there before.
If you have your Marathon Bingo cards out, this has never happened before. This has never happened before.
Okay, so this is one of the longest levels in the run. This really showcases, like, the level design creativity. This is actually a pretty cramped space, but there's a lot of backtracking to make this level a bit longer, and it's really interesting how they handled it. You just kind of go through these libraries and caverns. and you just kind of backtrack through a few times. I kind of wish I had a camera on right now just so I could show a plushie I have during the break, as I have a Cacodemon plushie that my wife made for me, and I really wish I could show, but not to be, unfortunately. But this is actually a great time for announcements or donations if you have any.
That is wonderful. We do have some donations. I have one here from Peachy, who sent in $15 and says $10 for the base and $5 for getting grabbed once. So happy to be able to support a cause that is this awesome. Restating what I said, you are valid. Only you can live your best life. Much love to everyone. Thank you so much, Peachy.
Thank you, PG.
Do we have time for one more?
Yeah, go for one more.
All right, I have $10 here from Bato, who says, donating for the fantastic booty chat. Work them glutes.
The big freaking glutes.
Thanks, Bato.
What is this? What are you doing here? The Caco wants to play. The Caco is jealous that he doesn't have booty. That guy just melted in front of me. Yow. Kids, fireballs are hot. Just take it from Doom Guy. So we have 2 of the keys already, and we're only halfway through the level. This is actually a pretty dangerous area, since I don't have a lot of health and armor. I'm going to try and go for the fast strat anyways. I'm going to save. Gonna get rid of this pain elemental. Hopefully not get super blocked here. I think I can make this amount of health work, so we're going to go for the fast strat. We're just going to charge. We're going to hope that Baron stays out of the way. Oh, good lord. Ooh, that hurt. Okay. We should be alright. As long as I don't get smacked to death here. So there's some med kits coming up, so we can grab those. Okay. Picked up a med kit that you really need. Yes, I did. Oh, lord. There is a Baron over here. Ow. Ow. Well, there's a death right there, so I'll be donating money in a bit. Let me see if I can get this. That's why I saved. That's a very scary part if anybody gets in there. So, not a big deal. So now we're just gonna book it out of here. Hopefully I'm not gonna trigger this pain elemental too hard and get... Okay, he moved out of the way. Sometimes he likes to stay in the way and then he double pops you with fire lost souls that blow up in your face. So, have to be careful with him. This is another good level for donations. Not much going on here.
Sure. Well, I would love to talk about some of the incentives that we still have open, including the one for Super Metroid for Trans Samus. And if that's met, Garby Colors, Stars, and Freya's will play with Trans-colored Samus with Rainbow-colored Beam. That is super, super cool incentive that we have. We are looking for $2,500, and we have $2,280. So we're actually really, really close to that goal. We only need $220 more. So if you're able to get those donations in, please do donate to the Trevor Project and towards the Trans Samus incentive.
Yes, please donate for Trans Samus. We'd like Trans Samus. That is not the right weapon. So I did a really weird trick at the very beginning of the level. You might have seen I just kind of fired the shotgun towards the central pillar in the first room. That's a trick none of us really understand. Like, height in this game is weird. Like I said earlier, it's not a true 3D engine, so height's kind of a separate value, I guess. So enemies actually have infinite height, and then how some things interact with like switches and such is a little strange. So I was able to fire the super shotgun from the floor. Where's the enemy? There he is. I was able to fire the super shotgun from the floor, and one of the pellets managed to hit the switch that was like all the way up. So it's pretty funny that that works, and it does save time because we don't have to go upstairs.
Do you want to say that chat is ascending to a new level with booty puns, and
Oh,
I'm like
dear.
1,000% here for it? Like, please, chat, bring them on, back them up.
As long as I'm not the butt of the jokes.
Oh God! I was not prepared.
Alright, let's try not to soft lock down the well right here. There we go. Alright, Pitfalls is a pretty annoying level to optimize. There's some really tough jumps that we need to make towards a platform to do stuff early. On console, it's a lot easier with the extra speed, but on this version, I have to do this really, really tight jump, and there's no like actual jump button in this game. Nice, that's one. You just kind of carry your momentum whenever you fall off a ledge, so I just have to kind of just go at the right angle and commit to it. And thankfully, that went perfectly the first time, but we do have to do it later, so gotta be very careful on the way back.
Doom always has to worry about going in the right angle so he doesn't knock anything off the shelf.
I hope that's an Easter egg in the next Doom game, whatever that's going to be.
Knocking things off shelves with Doom guys. Amazing, Brittany. Chad is attempting to murder me. The pun level is over 9,000.
Oh dear. Alright, so we're going to try and make this invincibility last as long as possible. This guy does not want to get out of the way. No, sir, you cannot tear my booty off.
Oh god, with the power of booty, does that make all strats backup strats?
That's what booty grab is, a backup strat. Alright, that was a good pitfalls. That level normally doesn't go that smoothly because of the jump, but hit it both times. Okay, so my rockets are good. So I'm actually doing a little bit of rocket management. I actually need less than 100. Like, my max capacity with a backpack right now is 100. I actually need to be less than 100 before I enter past that blue door. So we're just going to spend some rockets here, especially since it's faster anyways, so we can just kind of tear some enemies up. So we'll grab the blue key. So there's a weird macro with the rockets. I have to grab this rocket launcher in order to trigger the trap here. And I can't grab the rocket launcher unless I have less than 100 ammo. So, unfortunately, there is no more capacity for rockets with all that booty that he's got to carry, so.
He's already got too much junk in the trunk.
Uh-huh.
Hey! Finger guns, I gotta say, because nobody can see us.
Alright, let's get past these specters. Okay, that'll work. The rest of this level is pretty simple. Just have to grab one more key out of a trap. This trap is actually kind of interesting. In console, there is a way to skip this if you're very precise with your speed and angle. But if you were to do that and fail, you actually get caught while the walls are closing in, and you're just stuck in the wall permanently. Like, it's not like it even, like, pushes you away. You're just stuck. It's like, well, guess my booty's stuck here for eternity.
Not even a booty this powerful can poke its way through the wall again.
Not in this version of the game. Anyways, so this is the longest level to run. This is Unholy Temple. There's a lot of arena-style stuff going on where we need to kill enemies. And there's actually a pretty interesting puzzle that only gets used in this level. So we're going to get rid of all these specters on the second floor here. That'll trigger this, which allows us to get up to the Hell Knights. This one is not playing nice, sir. Okay. So we'll hit this. We'll get a nice energy refill off this secret right here. By the way, this is the Unmaker. Wow, I actually missed that secret. I've actually never done that before. I've never failed.
Oh, we got a second. Never done it before. That's right. That's right. Double bingo. Double bingo.
Double bingo. I'm gonna go back and get that just to be safe. So, anyways, I wanted to show off the Unmaker while I can, because unfortunately we don't really get to use the Unmaker in this run. So this is the special weapon that's actually added in this game. And unfortunately, it is worthless in this category because it gets powered up by demon keys from the secret levels. But we don't visit any of those, so you just get to appreciate the really cool sprite for about 10 seconds, and then bye-bye. Okay, so we're just going to survive against these pinky waves, let the scripts time out, and we'll grab the key. So there's one last trigger skip that I want to go for after I grab the next key, which is coming up real quick. So this, the yellow key in the other room is pretty notorious in a casual playthrough because it It just kind of teleports away when you get close to it and leaves an enemy behind instead. And it does that 3 times before you can grab the key. So we're gonna do something else because we're gonna play a trick on it. So I'm gonna get rid of these enemies here. Gonna line up in this corner. I'm gonna hopefully have the right angle right here. Strafe. I did not have good speed. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, you have to do a frame perfect movement there so that you're not out of position. But there, we skipped all those scripts and got the yellow key much earlier than we're supposed to, which is really good because after you were to grab the yellow key normally, you would actually have to fight some more cacodemons to get back into the castle because it gets locked. So doing that skips that fight, which is really nice. So we're going to activate some switch puzzles. This level had little pedestals around that had little colored key combinations like that right there. Those actually open up doors that have switches we need to hit in order to end the level. So we go open that area up and then hit everything in clockwise order. Is it clockwise? Yeah, clockwise.
So we determined that BFG stands for Big Fanny Gun 9000.
Ooh. Don't worry, when Doom 65 gets made, we'll officially rename it to the Big Fanny Gun. Hello. Alright, so one last switch to hit, which is conveniently at the end of the level. We're going to trigger the trap anyways because we need to open the stairs. Good. Hit this, and we're out. So this is a pretty short level coming up, no escape. This is the second Cyber Demon fight. Since I have a lot of health and armor, I will go for the aggressive strat. Try and charge him, and hopefully I just kill him before he kills me. So prep the BFG.
I can't not think of it now.
That's a good start. One more hit. Very nice. Alright, and that ends that one. So we're actually coming up to the final level of the campaign. This is the Absolution. We're going to quickly fill up on energy, grab an invincibility, and then we have just one big arena and we have to kill everything to spawn the final boss. So there's these 3 gates in here. We're going to wait for some enemies to come out of the gates. And it's very interesting how the game handles this. So there's this warehouse that's way out in the distance, out of bounds, and enemies kind of start coming from teleporters in those warehouses. Now, how the game handles this when you have the demon keys is like there's those little pedestals over there on the side. You can activate those with the demon keys that you find from the secret levels. And it not only shuts the gates, but in that warehouse, it actually locks a third of the room and then crushes all the enemies with a ceiling. So it's a very lo-fi way of handling it, but it's hilarious to actually see if you get like a hack cam or something. But unfortunately, we don't get to see that because, well, we have no keys. Doom Guy's booty is too big to have any keys in his pocket, so we'll just get rid of the remaining enemies right here. Should be able to just BFG them out. There's the Unmaker. 2 more enemies here. One more. That should be it. Okay, so here's the final boss. Here's the Mother Demon. That was a one launch. We're getting launched a lot. Anyways, time's coming up right here. We're just going to kill ourselves right there, remain in hell forever. And that's time.
GG.
Thank you. So, always a very fun run to play. What was the final time on that?
I'm seeing a 37:26.
Okay, that's pretty good for a marathon. That is pretty solid. I was actually practicing for marathons in the last few weeks since submissions, and actually improved this category to a 34:55 a couple weeks ago. And I'm very happy with that. But 37 in a marathon's good. So I think I need to donate 20 for one death and 10 for a reset. Was that what I said?
I believe so. That sounds right to me.
Okay, so 30. But
also, apparently GG now stands for gorgeous glutes.
beautiful. All right. Well, we get to have those glutes for a little bit longer. Y'all did meet the donation incentive for the glitch warp ending, so let me set that up real quick. Finally, the Mother of Demons is all dead. Yada yada yada. Doom Guy just decides to remain in hell forever and reign his dominance with his gigantic booty. The end. So, gotta let the cutscene play out a bit, and I can load the save, and we will quickly do the glitch warp incentive.
Would this be an okay time for like one more donation?
Yeah, go ahead and go for it real quick before I set it up.
Wonderful. I have $10 here from the Jaded Mew. I hope I said your name correctly. Donating for the incredible booty vibes in chat tonight. Glad I stayed up for this one.
Awesome,
We are
thank you.
so happy to have you.
All right, so I'll go ahead and load this save. So this is the lair. This is one of the secret levels in this game, and this level has a really weird level design quirk. So I'm actually getting onto this edge of the wall, which you're definitely not supposed to do, and we're gonna do some shenanigans by getting out of bounds past these invisible walls. So just for marathon safety, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of saving and clear out these enemies just so I can set everything up safely. So this level has some very interesting scripts. It has a unique exit trigger where you have to pass through a gate, like kind of a floor trigger while having a key, which is very rare, and that actually causes the exit to open in this area. But we're going to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to set up here. That looks good. We're going to point our chain gun here to make sure we got our angle right. That looks okay. All right, there we go. So we are now behind the castle. Nothing but void out there. Doom Guy likes counting bricks, so he's going to count to a third crack. He's just going to chill, watch the scenery, and he's going to go to the wall and end the level. We looked at everything so hard, we broke hell. So, what actually happened was, Headshot, our resident tasser for this game, he's a great information resource, he was looking at the level data and found there's actually an out-of-bounds level trigger right there, which kind of ties into the script that I was talking about with the other exit. So, this exit trigger is a little weird because it doesn't have the proper level ID attached to it. So, as a failsafe, in the console version of the game, it would actually send you straight to the credits. In this version of the game, due to compatibility with the extra content that was added, I think it does something even funnier. It just sends you to the main menu. Like, you don't even get an ending. Like, you broke hell so hard, the game kicked you out of it. And it's like, no, get out. Anyways, that is Doom 64. Thank you, staff, and everyone for having me aboard for this. Thank you, everyone, for watching and donating. I will be back tomorrow afternoon with some Mega Man Network transmission, so get hyped for that. But I will send it off. Thank you very much, and see y'all later.